Have you ever watched your cat eat wet food every single day and wondered if something deeper is happening inside them that you can't see? Most people assume it's just a simple upgrade from dry food, more flavor, more hydration, a happier cat. Nothing more, nothing less. But here's what most people miss: your cat's daily wet food routine is quietly reshaping their body, their instincts, and even the way they experience comfort in their own skin. And by the end of this video, we'll come back to one hidden shift almost no owner notices, until it's already changed everything about their cat's health and behavior. Because what looks like just food is actually communication with their biology. Number 1. Hydration rewrites everything. When your cat lowers their head into wet food, it doesn't look like anything special, just eating, quiet, routine. Most people assume cats drink enough water on their own if they're thirsty. But here's the thing: cats are not naturally strong drinkers. In the wild, most of their hydration comes from prey, not bowls of water. What's actually happening with daily wet food is subtle but powerful. Your cat is getting a constant, built-in source of moisture without having to decide to drink. And over time, that changes everything inside their body. Their kidneys, their bladder, even their energy levels begin to operate in a more stable, hydrated rhythm. The deeper truth is this: hydration isn't just physical for cats, it affects how safe and comfortable they feel in their own body. A well-hydrated cat moves differently, sleeps differently, even interacts more calmly. And once you notice that shift, it's impossible to unsee it. Number 2. The urinary system quietly thanks you. You don't see it happening, you never see it happening. But inside your cat's body, their urinary system is constantly filtering, balancing, and protecting them. Most owners only think about this when something goes wrong. But here's what's actually happening with daily wet food: the higher moisture intake helps dilute urine naturally, reducing strain on the bladder system. But it's not just biology, it's comfort. Cats with better urinary comfort tend to show subtle behavioral changes: less restlessness, more relaxed sleeping positions, fewer sudden, unexplained stress behaviors. The wrong assumption is that food only affects health on paper. But here's the truth: your cat experiences their internal health emotionally, as comfort or discomfort, even if they never show obvious symptoms. And when that internal system feels supported, your cat starts to feel safer in their environment overall. Number 3. Hunger behavior changes more than you think. Have you noticed your cat becoming calmer around feeding time, or maybe less frantic about food altogether? Most people think wet food simply fills them up better. But here's what's actually happening: wet food tends to be more protein-dense and satisfying on a sensory level. That means your cat's brain receives a clearer signal: I am nourished, I am safe, I can relax. This is not just digestion, it's emotional regulation. The deeper truth is that cats don't just eat to survive, they eat to stabilize their internal world. When that system becomes predictable through daily wet food, their food anxiety often softens without you even noticing the transition. And suddenly, mealtime isn't chaos anymore, it becomes ritual, predictable, grounding. And your cat starts to trust the rhythm of their world just a little more each day. Number 4. Their energy becomes more even. One of the most overlooked changes doesn't happen at feeding time, it happens hours later. Cats on inconsistent or low moisture diets often show energy spikes followed by deep crashes. But daily wet food tends to smooth that curve, not in a dramatic way, in a quiet way. You might notice your cat isn't suddenly zooming for no reason as often, or collapsing into overly long sleep cycles after eating. Here's the thing: stable nutrition creates stable behavior, and stable behavior creates emotional predictability. And that predictability is what makes a cat feel secure in their environment. The science behind it is simple: more bioavailable nutrients and hydration support steadier metabolic processing. But the emotional reality is even more important: a cat that feels steady inside their body doesn't need to act out that instability outside of it. Number 5. Their sense of smell becomes more important. Daily wet food is highly aromatic, strong scent, immediate recognition. And over time, your cat begins to associate smell more deeply with trust, safety, and reward. But here's the deeper layer: cats experience the world primarily through scent, not sight. So when wet food becomes a daily ritual, it strengthens their sensory engagement with you, your home, and their feeding space. The wrong assumption is that food is just nourishment. But here's what's actually happening: you are reinforcing a scent-based emotional map of safety. And your cat starts to read their world more confidently because of it. Their sniffing behavior around you, around food, even around objects, becomes more intentional, more curious, more grounded. It's not random, it's recognition. Number 6, the emotional bond subtly deepens. Feeding isn't just nutrition, it's relationship. Every time you open that wet food, every time your cat hears the sound of the can or pouch, you are repeating a promise: I will take care of you. And your cat remembers that, not in words, in patterns. Over time, daily wet food becomes more than diet, it becomes ritual connection. The wrong assumption is that bonding happens only during play or affection. But here's the truth: bonding also happens in repetition, in reliability, in small, consistent moments of provision. And your cat feels that stability in ways you might never fully see, but they absolutely live inside of it. And that changes how they approach you: closer, softer, more trusting. Not because of one moment, but because of hundreds of quiet ones. Remember that hidden shift we talked about in the beginning, the one almost no owner notices until it's already changed everything. It's not just hydration, it's not just digestion, it's not even behavior. It's stability. Daily wet food, when done consistently, creates a quiet internal rhythm inside your cat's body and mind. And once that rhythm settles in, everything else begins to soften around it. Their stress lowers, their trust increases, their world feels more predictable, more safe, more understandable. And suddenly, your cat isn't just eating differently, they are living differently. Because what daily wet food is doing to your cat was never small to them, and it shouldn't be small to you either.